Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ban with Retro Handhelds, or as usual, it's Ban's Hands, and today we're going to be taking a look at a handheld from a company that's kind of come out of nowhere. They announced a 16:9 like bigger screen handheld, but they decided to release this first. We're looking at the Helegaly Action Pi. Might just be the Pi. I guess this is what the name means. Hero Legend Game Ally, just kind of cut up and separated into a little name. It's nice that it kind of comes with a case anyways. Looking at the orange USB-C to USB-A cable, screen protector accessories. This one isn't plastic, it's actually a glass one, so that's kind of nice. The box kind of has this like weird coloring to it, and it's like holographic. On the side, you get the Helegaly Hero Legend Game Ally. Left, nothing. Right, three colors. You're getting black, white, and purple, which is more of like an indigo color. Today I've got the white, which I kind of wanted because I remember the Retroid Pocket 3 in the like creamy white, and I never actually had one. So you're getting Allwinner A527, you're getting brand new Mali GPU, you're getting 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of eMMC storage, you're getting a 960 by 720p 4-inch 4x3 display, and you're getting a 5000 milliamp hour battery, which is actually really good in a device this size. Looking at the insert that came with it, I do want to point out that it says 10 watt charging, so this might be a little bit better versus, you know, the RK3566 and its lovely charging capabilities. It definitely does kind of remind me of that creamy white that you saw on the RP3. What's nice about the Allwinner A527 is that you can use both Android and Linux on it, so that might actually make this a good choice for the budget Android handheld. I believe the Powkitty RGB50 is also planning to use this chip. When you're looking at the handheld, you kind of look at it straight on. You've got 2 sticks on the bottom. They appear to just be, you know, Switch styled sticks, which we all said we didn't like, but at the same time, when you started looking at the Ambernick RG557, you noticed you had some really tiny sticks. Got a slightly clicky D-pad. It kind of reminds me of the like the RP Mini, where it's a little clicky like a Vita D-pad. The face buttons have a nice little pressure to them, honestly. It kind of reminds me of Powkitty buttons in that they're a little bit light, but they still have a little bit of sound to them. Like here, maybe you'll be able to hear this. The triggers on the top, you've got L1, R1, L2, R2. These are all clicky, so once again, take a listen. Alongside that, you've got power, home, mini HDMI, volume up and down, left side nothing, right side nothing. Bottom, you've got 2 USB-C ports, one's for power, one's for OTG. You've got your 3.5mm headphone jack, and inside, a massive 64GB microSD card. Honestly, that's fine by me. That's beautiful. Oh, it's spinning now. Batocera. I have to wonder if it's anything like the Powkitty V20 and if it's actually Batocera or if it's just like their skin of it. ES V42-Def-6FD 32402A2 2025 April 11th at 4:03. Whether it's AM or PM is up for debate. So while right now it's not displaying Wi-Fi, I believe that there's a fix coming because I've been told it does have Wi-Fi, but at the moment it's just not working. Oh yeah, just as usual, they've packed this thing full of systems. It's a Linux handheld. That means it's my time to do my usual actual test. There we go. Sonic Advance 2. Here's going to be your speaker test. Now, when you hold it, you know, in your hands, you kind of got to worry about the speakers, you know, being muffled, depending on how you hold it. But I feel like most people are going to hold it a little bit wide versus if you're holding your handhelds like this, first off, why? Second off, help. Going off of, you know, first impressions, the D-pad, it definitely does kind of feel reminiscent of the clicky style D-pads. I wouldn't be too surprised, you know, for most people that this will actually be preferable, though if you're really looking for the older style D-pads, this is not going to be the thing for you. Face buttons when you're jumping a whole bunch, they feel fine. Like I said, they kind of remind me of the Powkiddy face buttons where they're light, but they have a decent bit of action. Now, the sticks, if you're kind of holding it like this, going down the sticks is going to be a little bit uncomfortable because now you're stretching. But I guess it depends on the size of your hands. If you're someone, you know, who has short thumbs, for example, and you can like reach down here, that might be fine. What if you are trying to play a game and you need to jump back and forth between thumb and stick, or D-pad and stick, this might not be the thing for you. It actually is pretty comfortable, all things considered. Hold on, because it reminds me of the grip on the 557. Like, it's actually, you know, pretty prominent just like it. And if you look at it from the front, you know, it bends down just a little bit. I actually do quite like the one on the Retro Pocket Mini as well. I believe the Helegaly Action Pi is supposed to be out for around $70, $70, $80, depending on what you're looking for. Actually, this is, you know, a pretty it's, you know, fairly small, all things considered, but you're getting a full-size 4-inch 4x3 display. It's a little bit weird. Game Boy isn't booting. Game Boy Advance isn't booting. Let me go into Genesis was booting. Does anything in does N64 boot? No, N64 is booting. Yeah, N64 is booting just fine. I don't know what's going on with Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. If you're spending $70 to $80, this might actually be a pretty good value if you just want a cheap Linux handheld that can do a little bit. If you want like Android even, this would probably do it with a specific build. I mean, think like Gamma OS. That's already on RK3566 devices. If he wanted to, he could probably bring it to here too. I could actually see the appeal in that. It all kind of depends on your personal preference. If you don't like clicky buttons, this is probably not going to be the one for you because the D-pad's clicky, the shoulder buttons are clicky, even the triggers are a little bit clicky. Otherwise, it feels nice. It honestly looks nice, all things considered, though this white is definitely not a actual white. Again, compared to the RP Mini, you can see the difference in your whites. This is a little bit creamier. This is a lot closer to a pure white color. Do I recommend, you know, the Action Pi? You know, off of a first impressions, it seems to have a lot going for it. And it seems like if built right, you know, if you're not finding out there's a bunch of QC concerns, you're not finding out, you know, you're not getting a full screen. Honestly, I could see this being a pretty nice handheld for people who just want the basics, especially on a bigger screen. Because what Ambernix 40 XX line, while they were nice and they were a little bit comfortable, they weren't, you know, ergonomically the best in the long haul. This at least has the grips. It has a little bit more power than the H700 or the 3566, and it has a nicer, larger, higher resolution screen. On first impressions, it's actually really nice. Maybe it could be good for you if you can buy it. Specifically, United States is having a little bit of trouble right now. Otherwise, keep an eye out on the RH YouTube channel, because I almost guarantee that either Stubbs or Zoo will also have some sort of video on it. Keep an eye out on the RH website as well, because now that I've got this, I can put some stuff out on it there too. As long as nothing goes horribly wrong, it'll be fine. Otherwise, you've got a lot of options in this price range, and it'll be up to you to decide what you're looking for, because everybody is different. Everyone has a different opinion of what they want. As always, thank you for watching. See you later.